Hello, and welcome to my ITSL game versus Peter Viren, who I will be facing in the playoff stage of the ITSL tournament. And as he is the higher seed, he uh, got to choose his side. So, as expected, he chose the USSR. So, in the game 1 of this playoff, I will play as the USA, and whoever gets first to two victories uh, goes further in the tournament, and who loses, well, is done with this edition of ITSL. Alright. Uh, the hand itself is pretty decent. I mean, it's not really great, but with containment, it looks much better. Especially if I don't get perched, I can get 6 ops of value from containment. So I will go for it. Okay, and that helps a lot as well. And that helps a lot as well. Okay. So that's all good. I guess I will try to hold US Japan, since containment doesn't boost that card further. So I will have 1 2-up, 3 3-ups, and 2 4-ups. I think it's reasonable to start with a 4-up already and spread immediately. It's a pretty standard setup. Of course, it risks being cut out of Pakistan, but well, there's always a risk. The goal, okay. Okay, that's very unlucky. But now I get to take Thailand, and I will of course go to Iraq immediately, so that I don't get completely cut out of the eastern part of the Middle East. Wait, really? Okay, so he just drops Defcon like crazy. That kind of looks like he has Decal or Distal, or maybe even both. So I will have to spread immediately. So, no. Angola and Laos are... Yeah, I have to take Angola, Laos, and Lebanon. The question is, do I need to take something else? Do I go for DAC? Or do I stay with DAC? The obvious target would be Indonesia, but I think I'm fine with this for now. I will gladly hold a 4-up as a potential response to his actions. So for example, if he has Distal and he uses it to go to France, I will gladly use Duck and Cover to take France immediately. And I wouldn't be able to do that with only a 3-up. Of course, I will try to hold Fidel until the last AR, because... Yeah, of course. Because it's a potential discard to blockade. Now I think it's time for something like that. The question is, can I do that? So of course this threatens India, But if he has a 4 up, he can just ignore India and go for France. However, I feel like if he had a 4 up, he would have used it instead of independent reds when killing uh, Iran. Or at least he would have used the gold. I don't think he has a 4 up. So I will assume he doesn't have a 4 up, and I will threaten India instead of going to France with one more up. I think it's reasonable. Of course, if I need to play Fidel now, I will. It's not a big deal. Firstly, because he probably doesn't have blockade. Secondly, because if he has blockade, he's probably not gonna play it turn 1. Thirdly, because I have containment in play, so that's another reason for him to not play blockade, even if he has it. And fourthly, like, even if he plays it, I can just discard US Japan and it's fine. It could have been worse. So now there are 3 countries that are hardly contested by both sides, which are India, Algeria, and France. So I'm kinda curious what he decides to do. Truman is somewhere in the deck, so he can't really commit to France. Indo-Pakistani war is in the deck, and that means that on one hand he kinda doesn't want to overinvest in Pakistan and India, but on the other hand he's already in Pakistan and he probably wants to have, well, some support for it. So taking India would be highly advisable for him. So I guess he will go for India. No, he just spreads everywhere. Okay. I think I will do something similar in a way. Or is there a reason to do that? Maybe I should just put 2 into France. Because like if he had Europe he would have just dropped it earlier, right? So I guess I will do something like that. I kind of don't. I mean, he didn't have that many ups, but I kind of don't like that play with independent threats. I think if you Kuai run, you should use a bigger card. Okay, and he goes probably for India? And what, Korea? That's interesting. Whoa. Oh god. Okay, let me think, because now there are so many options that I have. So it's enough for me to take one country to stop his domination there. I also want to take France to set up Europe domination, obviously. I also want to take Egypt, because then even Nasser headline doesn't stop my Middle East domination to his left presence. So I kind of want to spend a 4 up here. I kind of really want to do something like that. So that would waste my containment bonus. But it would set up 2 dominations and a draw, which is a pretty decent result if you ask me. Oh, I don't know. Of course, everything can be broken. Well, Middle East can be broken only with distal, so that's not really an issue. Yeah, I think I need to do something like that. Maybe I don't have... Nah. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to waste that one op from containment to set up all the regions. I think it's a responsible choice. Alright. No scorings, which is pretty sad. Indo-Pakistani war is great. Nuclear test ban is great. The defectors are decent at least. East European is okay. Captured Nazis are okay. Fidel is whatever. And Purge is great. Okay, that's a great hand. So, the headline. I'm surely not going for Indo-Pakistani war, since I want to take Pakistan with China and then Indo-Pakistani war India. Uh, Capture Nazis are pretty fucking passive. Defectors are very risky because if he headlines Middle East or Europe, then I'm screwed. Uh, and Purge is probably not that great, since he may have free scorings and it doesn't affect scorings at all. But I think I'm gonna go for it anyway. If he has scorings, if he has many scorings, I'm in a pretty decent shape anyway. And if he doesn't have scorings, then Purge would be good. So I will go for Purge, I think. I could also try holding Purge and go for Defectors, but I'm too scared of him headlining Europe. So let's go for Purge. Vietnam revolts. Oh no. I hope he doesn't have Asia. Would be pretty sad if he dropped it now. Well, if he drops Asia now, then I guess I can coup Zaire, which is something. Blockade. No, he coups himself with blockade. And he fails. That's very good. I guess I will respond by... that? What am I holding? I'm probably holding Nasser and Fidel, right? So I guess I can go for something like that. And hold a 4 up for later. Oh, but nah, it's probably better to do something like that. Oh no, maybe it's not actually. Because, of course, the thing is that if he now takes North Korea, he gets domination again, but then I can just take Pakistan with China. But if he overprotects Pakistan and takes Korea, then I have to take Philippines again. But I have to take Philippines somewhere. Okay, let's go for something like that, perhaps. I don't think there's a huge reason for me to take Panama right away. So let's do something like that and see how it goes. Fortunately, I will get my Melops thanks to Indo-Pakistani war, so I just really hope he doesn't have Distal. If he doesn't have Distal, I'm fine. Okay. That's a very good play by him, unfortunately. So I guess there is no more reason to wait within the Pakistani war, so let's go for it right away. Pakistan or India? Pakistan is overprotected, but it's vulnerable to brush war. But if I take Pakistan, he doesn't have a real way of building around India anyway. Yeah, Pakistan is better, I think. Yes, that's very important. That was a very, very important role, potentially. Okay, so now there's pretty much no way he beats me on the country count. Okay, he does that. That's, of course, not an issue. You can just fix it. Especially after he used blockade. I don't need to worry about it. And let's enter Libya. Because there are no more events in the deck which break my Europe domination. The Gulf Socialist and Suez Crisis are all nicely discarded, so I'll just go through something like that. Of course, the fact that he took a point out of UK and not from West Germany suggests he has a special relationship in his hand. I hope he also does have Europe, or Middle East, or both. But even if he has both, he can have a 5-year plan or something like that, so it's not really... not really a deal breaker. I will overprotect France and use this opportunity to space. Okay, now what are my moves? I'm not I'm not giving him Nasser before the Middle East is scored, that's for sure. So if he doesn't have Middle East, I will definitely not give him Nasser, which means I will play Defectors and Fidel because, or I can also go for China and like break North Korea and try to fight for that with ops, thanks to the fact that he's purged. But I should probably hold China since he gave it to me, and he can just redraw CIA. So I think since he got rid of the China card and he entered Africa, I think I shouldn't give him the China card unless it's necessary for the Asian fight or something like that. So I think I will just space Fidel since I don't need to give it to him anymore and play the factors for ops to Libya and Panama or something like that. Oh, he had G-Stall, god damn it. Well, I'm not complaining when it comes to my luck overall, but the D-Stall specifically pretty fucking hurts. And that also means that he probably is not going to give me any reasonable scorings. So, do I space Fidel anyway? Because now I kind of need ops pretty badly. So I think I may want to play Fidel actually. I think I will play Fidel now because I want to go for something like Panama Colombia and then have a shot at breaking something. I surely needed to enter Mexico. Taking Libya sooner or later needs to happen. Yeah, I expect that's Europe, unfortunately. Of course. Um, I could still space it, but oh, after he took Venezuela, yeah, maybe I can space it actually. I don't want him in Cuba, but that's still annoying. Alright, what do we get? Middle East, Asia, Indo-Pakistani war again. That's curious. Korean War, Olympic Games. That's a pretty shitty hand, but it has Purge and Indo-Pakistan War. He got Truman, Marshall, NATO, UN, and Warsaw Pact. He has 1,000 of ops. Uh, but I can kind of limit them by playing Purge again. His hand is so good. I think I want to Purge it. And then he just coups. Yeah, I really need to Purge it. I think I really need to Purge it. Okay, he gives me defectors. Cool. That's a good news. That means that he doesn't have a good red event to play. So that basically means that he only has cards to play for ops, and that means that Purge is going to hit him hard. And like, come on, he has a playable 4-up, another playable 4-up, a playable 3-up, so I'm not really sorry. Okay, so he went for NATO. Of course I need to get rid of my obligations, but let's start with taking Mexico. I don't expect him to really I don't expect him to try fighting for any regions I am going to score this turn. He is purged and he really, really needs to feel those. South American countries. So I guess that's that's something he's gonna do. He needs one, two, three, four, five, six, probably seven to overprotect Venezuela. So I guess I will just calmly score Middle East, play in the Pakistani war, and regardless of the result, score Asia. Yeah, he does all that. Let's get rid of the Middle East. So now Nasser is playable, and I pretty much want to play him anyway, since then Sadat will be more useful of an event in the mid-war. Formosan. He gave me Formosan, that's interesting. Okay, let's go for that. Yes! Okay, so India and Pakistan pretty much got flipped over with those wars. Yeah, yeah, it has to feel pretty bad for him because those two world wars are like 20 VPs. Even though he got distal, it's a pretty high price he's paying for it. You look at it this way. So now one of my plays is giving him Nasser, and the other one is not obvious. I probably need to overprotect Angola, but I can do it with Nasser. So I could go, yeah, that's Marshall, of course. So I could go for something like Nasser to Angola, and then never mind, never mind. So I guess I'm giving him Korean War now because I need some presence in Africa, and I don't really want him to enter South Africa if that's not necessary. Okay, so that failed, and I have one more op to spare. I could overprotect Mexico probably. Okay, and 5-year plan again. So scoring distribution has been pretty unlucky for me, but those two in the Pakistani wars are just so huge that I'm at 15 anyway. What do we get? Huh. Interesting. Summit event has some potential here. Not gonna lie. I'm one of the victory. Eventing Summit is probably a troll play, right? Like, I don't know, he can flip something. Well, to be fair, if he flips a region to... Oh, okay, he can do something like... If he has Junta, then Summit is pretty bad. Because I'm looking pretty much at the cards for lower DEFCON, and there are not that many of them, right? From the possible headlines, it's like Junta basically. With Junta it's very bad. But if that's not Junta, then what is it? Like, he's not gonna headline how I learned, probably. And even then, I'm rolling at +3. I have Will Bury You in hand. What are the cards he may play? Gunman is resolved after the summit. Um, Cuban Missile Crisis is just not a good headline for him, I guess. And then I'm rolling at +3 again. So it's basically, if he doesn't headline Junta, Summit is pretty decent. I guess I will go for it, because this hand is pretty bad, and if I win Summit, then Southeast Asia becomes kinda manageable. I mean, not kinda manageable. Then there's a pretty decent chance that I will be able to win this turn. I think Summit is pretty safe here. Whatever. Yeah. I think it's cool. No way! No! Oh my god. Okay, so that's wow. Okay, just please. So he should probably do something like go for Uruguay with Junta and then come Mexico and then hope for a huge roll on Summit and then kill me with Defcon. That's what he probably should do now. Because his position is pretty bad. So I guess that's his best shot at winning. If he wants to play it safe, he can go for Mexico and Mexico coup, but then I just get. Then I will still roll at +3. So. Oh my god. If I lose because of this. Okay, he goes for that. Okay. Okay, this is just insane. Yeah. I guess he had Junta. Well, what am I gonna tell you? I guess he had Junta. Uh, this is a pretty insane level of bad luck I got here, but not much more to say about that. I took the risk, which was calculated. He just had to not have Junta, he had Junta, he rolled 6 at Summit's roll, and that's the game. I guess even doing the Pakistani wars didn't help much with that. I hope this doesn't happen in the future, or at least the next game I'm gonna play against him, because that's pretty sad. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I will see you next time.